Hello everybody and welcome to this new video on Freecad, and in this video we are going to see how to create a model. So we are going to use a workbench. We will work with the part design workbench to create these models. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like the content. First thing on the description, the complete course Freecad is available. So if you want to learn Freecad starting from scratch with a course structure, it will be on the first thing on the description. You will see the models, session of the course, what you will be able to learn, a reference course, complete course to perfectly master different features of Freecad, part design workbench, part workbench, and other more workbenches as well, and different models creation at the end of the course. First link on the description. In the second link on the description, this is a website in English, this YouTube channel. You can discover software, have basics of this software in this YouTube channel. And second link on the description, it is like an online school. You can pick a course and learn any graphic software. So we are going to start with this creation of these models. So first we have the body here. We can click on this area, activate the origin. But if we don't activate the origin, we can just start clicking on the body here. And we can create a sketch. So I will create a sketch just here. And I will work on the XZ work plane. So I will click on this work plane, XZ work plane. And I will start my sketch here. So the first thing that I'm going to do, it is to just create a polyline. So I will select the polyline tools and I will go around here and I will create a first line. Then I will go back on this direction and I will have some horizontal and vertical constraint automatically. And I will go here as well, just like this. And I will go on this area and then I will go here. Then I will press escape, and to this different line I will add dimensions. So I will click here, dimensions, and I will add the first dimensions here. We'll type 140. Then I will add a dimension here. I will type 20. Then I will add a dimension here. I will type 100. Then on this area, so I will have 40, so I don't need to put dimension here, but I can put one dimension on this area. And on this area, I will type a dimension of 60, just like that. This is the dimension that I'm going to enter. I will click on this line, I will press delete on the keyboard. Something that I can do, I can, for example, just activate the grid here. So thanks to that, I can define easily my middle point here. And I will select the arc tool. So I will create an arc by center. And I will snap here, one left click and left click on this area to create a coincident constraint automatically. And one left click just here as well. Now, something that I will do is I would like to add directly a hole in the middle, so I can directly on my sketch create a circles and snap to this point and create a circle, and I can enter a dimension constraint directly. I will enter 24 for this dimension constraint. And that's it. We have our first sketch, as you can see, with the dimensions that we need. We can deactivate the grid. We can then close the sketch here. And I would like to create an extrusion of this sketch. To create an extrusion, I will click here. I will select the pad. And I will activate with a symmetric constraint, symmetric to plane, and then I will define a length. So what length I will apply? I will apply a length of 60 millimeters, just like this. Then I will just validate. I will click on this face and I will create a sketch on this face. You can click on a face and directly define the work plane on this one. If you click create a sketch, automatically now if I display the grid, as you can see, we are working on this face just like that. I will select the left view and I will turn because I prefer to be on these directions. And because if I turn here, we have 20 millimeter, it corresponds to 2 big square because each big square is 10 millimeter. In this case, I will just select the rectangle tools and I will just snap here 20 minus 20 minus 20 millimeter, and I will create a rectangle a little bit outside. I can enter some dimensions as well. So it means we can, for example, enter some dimensions. Clicking on the dimension tools just here, and I will define 70, and just here I will define, oops, not angles. I just want to define a length, and I can adjust a little bit, but yeah, we'll apply 40 millimeter. It's good for what I want to do. Then I will click on close here, and I will create an extrusion, but I want to remove. So to remove, instead to use pad, we will use pocket. And thanks to pocket, you can do the opposite process. You can extend just like that, but if you want to remove all, what you can do, you can just switch the type to throw all. And thanks to that, I can obtain this render. Then I will validate. I will create another element on this face. So I will click on this face and create a sketch. After that, we will activate the grid. I will zoom a little bit on this area, and it is same. I can create a rectangle, but if you don't use, for example, the grid, you can also not use the grid, and you can recuperate external geometry with this one, and you can click here to recuperate this geometry and maybe this one or again this one. But if you want to recuperate more geometry, you can recuperate more option. But in this case, I'm not just going to recuperate this one. And thanks to that, I can create a rectangle from center, just like this. I will enter two dimensions, maybe a first one at 60 millimeter. I will press tabulation, and a second one at 40 millimeter. And now if I move, as you can see, I can move here. I just need to enter a dimension with a dimension constraint from this line to the external geometry that I'm just going to create it. So this is why I apply an external geometry to be able to create a dimension. And in this case, I don't use a grid. Let's apply maybe 20 millimeter like this. And that's it. So as you can see, if I get out, so I can click on close here, and I will create an extrusion. But this time, one more times, I will just apply this tool. So it means a pocket to create a hole, and I will change the type for through hole, and I will obtain this render just like that. Now let's just create a fillet. I will select this edge, and control, I will select this one as well, and we will click on the fillet tool just here, and I can apply a value for the fillet. Let's apply something like maybe 10 millimeter, or maybe I can extend a little bit more. Let's apply something like maybe 16, and I will just validate. Now something that I will do, I will apply also a small fillet here. I will click on this edge, and I will define a small fillet here as well. Let's just apply 6, and I will validate, just like that. And that's it. This is an example about what we can do. You can take a look here. You can switch, put an isometric view if you need. You have also the possibility to work with a perspective view. So thanks to that, you can see your object with a perspective view. And at any moment, you can come back to the orthographic view. Possibility also to change the appearance. When you go here, this is as is. So the as is correspond only with flat lines. And you can also change your object for shaded, and in this case you will obtain this render just like that when you finish your work. So just a small example about what you can do with basic features of Freecad, basic features of sketches, and basic features of extrusion when you want to create one of your first object, for example. Let's just come back with as it. So we are going to stop here for this video. If you like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. First link on the description, the complete course Freecad is available. If you want to learn Freecad starting from scratch with a course structure, it will be on the first link on the description. You will see the models, session of the course, what you will be able to learn in this complete course. Reference course, different hours of training content. We can see learn different workbenches, and also different training of model creation at the end of the course. In the second link on the description, this is a website in with this YouTube channel. You can discover software, have basic of this software in these YouTube channels. And in the second link on the description, it is like online school. You can pick a course and learn any graphic software. For next video, see you. Ciao, ciao.